Welcome to I Rock Business with Confidence, the podcast where passion meets profit without the pressure of a big price tag. I'm your host, Cori Fonville Foster, transformational speaker, certified business coach, trainer, and the CEO behind the mic. In every episode, we dive deep into the heart of entrepreneurship, bringing you stories, strategies, and tips to monetize your passions while maintaining your budget. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur or looking to scale up, this is your go-to resource for affordable sales and marketing strategies. Join us as we interview small business experts from around the globe, sharing their journeys, challenges, and the solutions that propelled them to success. I Rock Business with Confidence podcast is here to demystify the process of running a successful business on a budget. Get ready to transform your entrepreneurial dreams into reality, one episode at a time. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Cori Fonville Foster, and I am so excited for this kind of bonus series that we are doing, highlighting some of our amazing speakers that will be coming to our summit happening October 18th and 19th. Before we even hit record, I was speaking with our guest today, and I was like, I'm just so excited. Like, I'm fangirling over here because she is the expert to experts, okay? And so I'm excited that you guys are going to get a little glimpse into what she's going to be bringing to our Implementation Lab Live, happening again October 18th and 19th. But I'm not going to keep chatting. I'm going to bring her onto the stage, so give me one moment, and we're going to get this thing started. All right, hello. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Cori. Hey, Cori. I'm as excited as you are.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm over here just giggling. You seeing all the teeth. But before we dive in, let me give her a proper introduction. So today's guest is Roz Miller-Choice, aka the Expert Maker, y'all. Like, she is not new to this. She is true to this. Roz is a personal brand building specialist, TED Talk speaker, author, and award-winning TV host. She is one of the world's best at getting people out of their own way to help them be seen as the experts in their industries. Many authors, speakers, and consultants and entrepreneurs alike hire her and her amazing team to turn their enterprises into profitable brands. That's why she is called the Expert Maker. I just love that name. No longer are people feeling stuck trying to build a brand all by themselves. Roz and her team of creatives, professionals, including things like videographers, photographers, graphic artists, animators, writers, and social media gurus, build personal brands from the ground up for her amazing clients. And I was even excited about this. She has a television series called The Expert Maker TV, and it is the winner of the 43rd annual Telly Awards, which is just amazing. Roz has a background in the media industry as a former TV anchor, reporter, and producer for companies that include, and I know some of you have heard of these, CNN, CBS, NBC, and Fox. So that was a lot, but I'm just so excited to have you here, Roz.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I can't wait to start talking. Let's get this conversation going.
Absolutely. So Roz is going to be coming to our Implementation Lab Live here in just a few weeks, and she's going to be talking. Her title is Know It, Share It, and Profit. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that today. But before we dive into all that, I actually want to know more about you. Like, I know I've been kind of stalking you from the background over here, but the folks out there listening want to know more about you and your story. So how did you get into kind of the world of branding, especially when it comes to like small business owners?
Well, as you mentioned in my introduction, my background is in television. And so being an TV anchor, a television reporter, it was sort of my job to find experts to talk about different subjects. If I was doing a news story, I needed to have experts on both sides of the issue to give comments. And I found in my personal life friends who were working at whatever they were doing, and they had these really small audiences, but I realized that they were the best kept secret. I'm going, okay, how do you expand to the point where other people who need your services can see you too? And so that's when I realized that people earnestly did not understand how to be visible. They didn't understand how they were a brand that needed to be marketed. And so that's how the expert maker came to be. Me recognizing experts, being able to extract their expertise from them, and then help them become more visible as a brand.
Oh my gosh, that is great. I love that when I talk to business owners, a lot of times their businesses come from them realizing there was a gap, right? There's a gap in the market. Like you have this gift, this expertise that other people really need, and then you actually go on to make a business that supports those individuals. I think a lot of times people make business a little too complicated. They're like, what should I be
Mhm.
doing? It's like, see the gap, fill it. Okay, fill it. Make sure you're great at it and fill it, and you do just that. And you definitely are the expert maker. You have been in the game for a nice little bit here, and you have been helping so many amazing individuals over that time. So I do want to ask you this: why do you believe that it's just such a critical kind of time right now for businesses to really be looking at their brand, right? And to understand, like you mentioned, that they are their brand. A lot of people are like, well, I have a company, but I'm not sure if I'm the face of this brand. I'm not sure what branding even means. So why is it so important in kind of today's landscape that they understand that they are indeed the brand and that that brand should be visible?
Well, the difference between company A and company B being hired is recognition, visibility. Which one has created the brand? Which one is standing out in the marketplace? And so that's why creating a brand is so, so, so important. Now, if you are a solopreneur, and of course, depending on the products and services that you offer, if you are a solopreneur, for the most part, you're going to be the face of that brand. And I know there are a lot of people that like to hide behind their products or their services. But in this economy, you better get out in front and you become the narrative. You become the brand. It's your story behind the brand that will attract or not attract certain clients. Both are important to you. And so building a brand, recognizing that you are what brings the life to your programs and your services is really what determines who you are, what you should be doing, and being able to showcase that and communicate that to an audience.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love what you said about like attracting or not attracting. A lot of people don't understand there is power in kind of repelling folks that you
Yes.
don't actually want to work with. Because we waste so much time, especially early on in business, kind of attracting the wrong people. I even know from my personal experience when I started, I didn't know who exactly I wanted to work with, but I knew how I wanted to help them. So I started attracting just random types of businesses, and I was like, "Oh, this ain't fun. Like this ain't what I was
Right.
thinking." And then when I really niched down and understood who what my superpower was, like my zone of genius, then I was
Yeah.
able to attract the right people in my messaging and my branding and all of that. So there is power in both. Yes, attract the people who you're meant to serve, but also kind of deflect the people who are not the people that are kind of right for you in this moment as your business.
Yes, I could not agree more. It's true. Every customer doesn't have to be your customer. You want to work with people who that you can vibe with, who you can have sort of that energy around that you can help them more. Earnestly, you're going to want to work with people who you like. People want to work with you because they like and trust you. It really is a two-way street.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, kind of going down that same lane, when people are coming to you and they're like, well, I got this business, right? I don't even know if they're going to use the word brand at that point, but they got this business that they want to make more visible and they want to get in front of the right audience. What are some of the common mistakes that you're seeing them, already have been doing that you're kind of having to fix or reshape for them as they build their brand out?
Oh, that's an easy one. Normally, people come to me with too much. They've thrown too much out at the wall. They're doing real estate and selling apples and cosmetics. Let's niche down. Let's look at what your superpower is. Let's get really, really, really clear on who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and how you do it differently. And that clarity sort of becomes their elevator pitch. And earnestly, that's the first step. Let's get clear on your message.
Oh my gosh, I love the idea of clarity. So many people don't realize that that is a superpower in itself. Because I
Yeah,
think a lot of business owners, I call them visionaries. Like we have all these ideas pulling us in different directions. We just want to save the world, right? Cure all the things. But sometimes we have to say, okay, well, in this season of life, okay, in this season of life, what are we going to focus on? Who are we going to support? How are we going to support them? Because especially as a small business owner, we don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to do all the things. And if we
right.
try to do all the things, we don't do them well. So I like that you talked about, getting that clarity, having that structure, that understanding of like, what is the mission? What is the vision? Where are we going?
Right.
And who are
Yes.
we supporting? So I like that that's kind of like a great starting point for people come to you because I understand they be all over the place. They're like, hey, I want to be a DJ, but I want to feed the kids over here. And I also want to, you know,
I shouldn't laugh. I should not laugh, but it's true.
they
It
do
is
it every
true.
time. And then you have to be like the bad guy, but the good guy to be like, hey, we got to pick one. We got to pick
Pick
one for
one.
right now. Just,
You know
just
what?
right now.
Exactly. There's a saying, pick a horse, teach him to win races, and then you can move on.
Yes, exactly. And I think some of us are just afraid that, we're going to miss an opportunity or somebody else is going to get there first or what have you. And so we're like, but we want to do all these things. It's like we can do all the things, but we can't do them all at once. And I
Yes.
think that that's one of the biggest takeaways that I've learned. And even when I work with my clients, I'm like, we can do a lot, but we can't do it all now. Okay. So we
You
got to
can't do it
pick.
all well. Right. You end up
Exactly.
being a deer stuck in the headlights. I don't know
Exactly.
what to do next because there's so much coming at me. And just earnestly, that clarity is key. It is just simply step one.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk a little bit about trends because anybody who is a business coach into branding and to marketing, any of those things know that there are always trends going around. I remember when TikTok first kind of got booming, everybody thought that even though there were business owners that had to get on TikTok and dance, I was like, that ain't the thing, y'all. We ain't all got to be out here dancing. So in your perspective, like what are some of the trends that entrepreneurs maybe should kind of be paying attention to, but also what are some of the trends that is like, nah, don't worry about that. That ain't gonna really move you forward to where you want to be.
I would think probably the biggest thing right now is AI. How is AI changing the landscape for every industry? And how do you utilize AI in your business to shorten your time um, in terms of creating content? Um, Whatever. How can AI help you do business better? Whether it's automation, saving time, writing content, all of those things. How are you going to utilize AI to benefit you? Lots of people are scared of AI. Lots of people still are. I don't understand how they've been under a rock and not heard about it, but it certainly can advance your business. And if you are a solopreneur, you need a hand at doing everything. And AI can at least be the beginning of a team. I like to call AI if I had started with AI, it would have been my co-founder, because
Yeah.
it just helps in every single way. If you understand how to prompt, then AI can be your best friend.
And I like that you talked about it in the instance of like it could be almost like your first team member because there are a lot of solopreneurs out there who realize that they need support and they may not be at a place where they can, financially, let's just call a spade, financially get the support they need. But AI
Mhm.
has been a great tool and resource for those individuals. But also, the better you get with it, even when you have team, it still
Yes.
helps you save time because I have team. I'm sure you have team, and yes, we still use AI to speed up the process, to do additional research, to streamline, to create SOPs and lots more. So I think, we shouldn't be afraid of it, but we should also
Right.
use it responsibly for
Yes.
sure and realize that it is an amazing tool if we use it properly. So I love your take on that. Um, and that's funny. My next question was going to be about AI, but you done
Really?
answered that. But that's cool. Look, we on the same path. I feel it. I feel the synergy. So let's jump into your framework because this is something I'm probably most excited to hear you talk about at the summit. And that is the Know It, Share It, Profit framework that you have. And guys, if you want to know more about the framework, definitely go to our amazing guest website. It is on the screen. It'll also be on the show notes, because we're going to we're just going to raise the surface of it today. If you want more, come to the event, go to the website, schedule a call, do all the things. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that know it, share it, profit framework. Can you tell the audience a little bit about what that entails and how you support clients using it?
All right. So know it, share it, profit. That's that 3-step to turn your knowledge into dollars. First step, know it. And that's kind of what we've been talking about. What is it that you know? What's your expertise? And it could come from a variety of things: your passion, your training, your education, your life experiences, your social world, right? So what is it that you know that you can share? Step 2, with others. So know it. Part 2, share it. How can you communicate all that you know so that you position yourself as an expert in that industry? And then the third part is profit. What kinds of products and services can you create that will help people understand and learn what you learn and be willing to pay you for it?
I like the sound of that. As soon as you said pay it for it, I was like, okay, please pay me. People don't like talking about money, but it's like, how does the business stay open if you're not getting paid, especially if you're sharing your expertise and your knowledge?
Yeah, I often say, you know what, your message is going to be very short-lived if you are not monetizing it. And to be honest, I do believe that you do people a disservice by just simply giving your information and your knowledge away for free.
Absolutely.
Because they will not necessarily follow through, implement what you have taught them unless they've got some skin in the game. So
Absolutely.
therefore, charging people is helping people.
Exactly. People have to change their mind. Selling is service. And if people don't pay, they often don't pay attention. Right. So it's a mindset shift that a lot of us have to make, because we have those bleeding hearts of service. We just want to help everyone, but you don't realize that, yes, if they don't have that skin in the game, like you mentioned, they often will not implement, they won't follow through, and so they're not going to get that result that they initially even came to you for.
Yes,
so I never shy away from the money talks. I'm like, so I love the know it, share it, profit, and I love that you're going to be deep diving into this during your session at the summit. I like that we're going to be focusing on our kind of genius zone. A lot of us are multi-talented, what can we say? But understanding that genius zone is so important to kind of set the tone for the branding. Then understanding like how to take those expertise, like leave no expertise behind, and kind of take that knowledge and put it into a format, a product or service that will then be able to be monetized, and you will have a whole brand around it. Like, that is so amazing that you're going to be bringing that to our virtual stage. But you didn't stop there, because of course not. You gave our audience a VIP kind of little freebie called Build Your Personal Brand in 30 days or less with 3 simple projects. So can you let us know a little bit more about that? Because in order to get that VIP bonus, you have to get a VIP ticket. But let us know, what can they get in that little freebie?
Oh, please get your VIP ticket. So I actually have a copy right here, right on my desk. And it's filled with things that I've learned in terms of branding and marketing your businesses. And there are 3 exercises in here that will, 1, help you create content in order to position yourself as an expert. There are tips on how to look really, really professional, even if you don't have a huge budget. And I give these tips that I learned when I was in television working for the big networks of how they would brand their companies. And I have boiled it down so that a small business owner can utilize similar tips.
Oh wow! Look, I'm gonna get my freebie. I'm gonna let you know now. I like a little cheat code. I don't know about you guys. Closed mouths don't get fed, so I will be going ahead and signing up for that amazing guide. Thank you so much for giving that to our amazing VIPs. And also, again, coming to the summit, giving us your amazing knowledge and your expertise to help us build these brands that are going to stand out in this kind of crowded marketplace and get us known as the thought leaders of our industries. Before we go, I would love to give you an opportunity to give us some last words of encouragement, but also to tell folks where they can connect with you.
Well, you've been sweet enough to put things on screen. You can find me at expert-maker.com for more information. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Roz Miller-Choice, Roz the Expert Maker. I'm also on IG as well. So connect with me. I'm always interested in hearing backstories, hearing what it is that you think you'd like to do. My superpower, and Cori's been sweet enough to talk about her superpower. My superpower is uncovering your genius and showing you how to turn it into a product and or service. This has been wonderful. I am so excited about October 18th and 19th, the implementation lab live. I'm looking forward to giving my presentation and to working with your audience, Cori.
Awesome. Well, guys, that is the end of today's show, but be on the lookout because we have a few more of these bonus episodes coming your way. And guys, please do get your free ticket to the Implementation Lab Live event happening again, October 18th and 19th. Go ahead and upgrade to that VIP so that you can get some of these amazing bonuses. But if nothing else, you know how I feel, guys. Do not let this be the last time that you hear from our amazing expert. Definitely go to LinkedIn, Instagram, book a call, go to the website. All that will be on the show notes because I want you guys to get what you need. And if you need to make a more profitable business, if you need your brand to stand out in the crowd, then you need to be connected with the expert maker that we have on today. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock, and we will talk to you soon.
And that's a wrap on another episode of I Rock Business with Confidence podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining our journey into the world of entrepreneurship. If today's episode inspired you or just gave you the tools to tackle your next business challenge, we'd love your support. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, and rate us with a glowing 5 stars. And don't forget to leave us a review. Are you an entrepreneur with a unique perspective, expertise, or actionable strategies that our audience can implement today to advance their entrepreneurial journey? We're always on the lookout for guests who are ready to share their stories and insights. If that's you, please reach out to us. Remember, entrepreneurship isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. And here at I Rock Business with Confidence, we're here to journey with you. Until next time, keep rocking your business with confidence. We can't wait to see where your entrepreneurship journey